With over 500,000 trees and shrubs already planted and growing, it's easy to forget you are in the city. We don't just say, we do. It's the Stain City way.
Hello and welcome to Real Talk with me, Anele. So we are just one day away from the weekend and my birthday. And boy, have we got some special guests lined up for you today. Having wanted to become a recording artist since she was young, she had her belief in her talents reaffirmed after being complimented by R&B sensation Loyiso Bala. Discovered while leading praise and worship at church, she has since gone to release 3 albums and she has got herself 2 SAMA awards to her name. She's also open for numerous international acts, including Pharrell, Akon, Kanye West. You have to put your hands together and turn the volume up. Please welcome singer and songwriter, the lovely Leanne Dlamini. Listen, I think you and I are like kindred spirits.
Yes.
Say why?
Why?
Because you were on Strictly Come Dancing,
Yes.
and I was on Strictly Come
Yes.
Dancing. What season were you in?
I was on season, oh my gosh, like 3 seasons ago. What was that?
Okay.
3 years ago, yes.
So like season
seven. It was 7.
I was on season 5.
Yeah, it was 7.
Which was very long ago.
Yeah.
And every time I hear the music,
Yes.
I need to pee.
I feel you. I know.
Are you there?
That feeling.
Like every
Yes,
time, it's
I
like,
know that
could
feeling.
Anele and
I
her
know.
dance partner? I'm like,
I know.
no.
I cringe like every time I hear that music.
I'd go black.
Yeah. No, I
would
can't.
like, I don't know how to do the cha-cha.
I
Why am I here?
I know.
Somebody get me out of here.
Yeah.
But it was a lovely experience,
It was
right?
incredible. Like one of the toughest things I think I've ever physically and mentally had to do.
Yeah.
But it was good. I loved it.
And what was you were more of a Latin girl, hey?
I was actually more of a ballroom girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Which
I
who was
did-
Latin? In your year, somebody was powerful at Latin.
In my year, who was the Latin girl? I think Kanye.
Oh,
Mbao,
you
yeah.
were in Kanye's
Yeah,
year.
I was in Kanye and Boitsy's year.
Oh.
So it was intense.
And
yeah.
you hurt your knee.
I did. I did.
The doctor told you to stop this entire thing.
Yes, like just stop and let your knee heal. But I was like, no, you don't get this every year. So just finish it.
Just go ahead. And how
Yeah.
far did you go?
To the finals.
No, man, did you win?
No, Jonathan.
Boynton Lee. Mm-hmm. It's those abs.
Yes, it is.
It's like the flash.
It's the abs and the look that he gives. And yeah.
And it's because everyone's voting for him because they think that it's going to give them the houses that he does on top billing.
And it didn't,
And he
right?
didn't. Now you are houseless and you didn't make Leanne win. Cha-cha.
Oh, no.
So I want to talk about you being in church and
Yes.
then this is how you get discovered.
Yes, yeah.
Most people get discovered in church.
Yeah.
Whitney was in
I
church,
know, I
Dionne
know.
Warwick was in church, Beyonce
Yeah.
was in church, you're in church.
Yeah.
So what was happening there?
Wow, I think that's the story of many soul singers.
Yeah.
And I was really just leading praise and worship, living my everyday life, doing what I do. And Loyiso and his manager at the time were in church that day. Loyiso was currently recording an album, and I think I sang a solo, so they actually got to hear me sing alone.
just got goosebumps
And she
on it.
was like, after the service, obviously, we would love to have you sing on one of my songs. That was Loyiso. And they obviously had to ask my parents for permission.
How old were you then?
I was like 16.
Cheapest.
Yeah, I was
child star
16.
stuff.
I was 16. And so went into the studio, recorded one song with Loyiso, and the rest is history. I started doing backing vocals for him and whoever else was in the studio at the time, and it was just incredible.
Did you have to have a guardian all the time? Like your parents had to be there or a manager?
They didn't always have to be there, but they always had to ask for permission.
Because I mean, 16 is a bit
Yeah,
child laborish,
yes.
you know?
No, I know.
It's like a sweatshop in Indonesia, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I know. So there were always older people,
Okay.
yes, overseeing the studio sessions. And then later started off as his backing vocalist, so doing live shows with him, which was fun.
But before, okay, so obviously you sing at church because
Yes.
you're there with your parents
Yes.
every Sunday.
Yeah.
Hey, you happen to sing,
Yes.
there you are.
Yeah.
Before you did that, as a child, were you always informed of the fact that, you know what, this is my calling.
Always.
All right.
Ever since I was a little girl, and my mom always tells me that she sees me in my daughters because they are exactly the same. They know all the lyrics. My 3-year-old, like, she speaks, but she sings better than she talks.
Really?
Yes. And they sing, they dance. They're
How old are your daughters?
7 and 3.
So when can we put them in the system? Because I'm seeing something here.
Yeah.
Like DC, like Destiny's
Exactly.
Child, Dlamini's child.
Exactly. Ooh, girl. Yes. Yes. And you know, I love me some
I'll
Beyonce.
take
So
30%.
yes. I'll let you sign on that line. Yes.
Do you know what I'm
yes.
saying? All right.
Yeah.
So they are you like reincarnated.
Yes,
They're also singing like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And when you then turn 18, you become an adult, you've got a chance. Do you want to
Right.
study? Do you try other things, or
Yeah.
do you
I
into
go
music?
straight into music. There was actually an artist at the record label that I was at the time, Creative Kingdom Records,
Yeah.
and they flew her in from the Philippines to record her album here. So I then started interning at the label. She was, I think, a lot younger than me, about 15 or so, and I was like 19. And I started writing for her for this album and actually started working with her. And yeah, that's kind of how it happened, and I never left. I've been singing since then, and it's always just been something that has happened.
What affirmed you? Because I mean, you've got 2 Samas, right?
Right, yeah.
So for many people and for many artists, when you win that Sama, you're just like, ha, that's it. You know, I'm
Exactly.
gone. I've arrived. I am the new member. What
Exactly.
affirmed you? At which point did you say to yourself, okay, I wasn't wrong for dreaming for all those years.
Right.
This is me.
I think it was probably when I got those summers in 2010.
Yeah.
Because it kind of said to me, okay, people are actually paying attention. You're not doing this for nothing, and your peers actually recognize what you're doing. So it was incredible.
Isn't R&B like very tricky, especially in South Africa?
It
because,
is.
you're competing against Maxwell and Usher, right? Which is like, everyone's like, that's the real
It
R&B.
is, yeah.
And then, enter you and Loyiso and the likes of Kabomu.
Yeah.
And do you not find that you guys have to struggle the most for your following?
We do. We struggle so much harder, and people don't realize we're actually just as good as
Yes.
Maxwell and Alicia Keys and
Yes.
whoever, but we do have to fight so much harder.
What do you think the fight is? Do people think you're being inauthentic?
Yeah, absolutely. We always get you're trying to be American, quotes.
Yeah.
That's the label we get put under. But I mean, it's just music. It's a genre of music that we're passionate about, that we love, that resonates with us.
Yeah.
Therefore, we sing what we sing.
Wait till we drop Dlamini's children.
Yes.
I mean, come on. More with Leanne Dlamini after the break. Do not move an inch. I just... It would be pretty, difficult to believe someone shoot them and you're like not a looker.
Yeah, no,
like,
I get you. But anyone can pull it off. Good makeup artist, styling, and as long as the music is good,
okay.
people will buy it.
And I guess it helps that you look like you're enjoying your own music.
Yes, I do.
When you open for these people like Pharrell and Akon and Kanye West, do you get to hang out with them?
I did not, because they kind of like, they get taken in and
You just
taken
like,
out.
which entrance did they
Yes,
use? 'Cause
exactly.
1 minute they
Like,
went here, next thing they were on
How did I
stage.
miss that? How
Yeah.
did I not see them? But it's
But it's an accolade for you to say
It
that
is.
you've opened
It
for
really
them.
is. It really is. And all of these shows actually didn't happen in SA. It happened when I was living in Dubai. So they had a huge R&B music festival in Dubai every year, and they were always looking for new artists to perform. So I kind of put myself out there, submitted, and it's a long process because in the Middle East you actually have to get permission from the government to perform. So they had
breathe,
all
to-
yes. So they had all these submissions, and yeah, I was chosen. So it was really cool.
Why were you living in Dubai?
My husband was working there at the time. So we kind of got married and we left the very next day. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
He also saw you in church.
Yes.
He was with Loyiso that day.
He was.
Oh,
he
so
was.
Loyiso saw a talent and Sipho saw a wife.
Hey, listen.
He's like, how many cows? How many of them cows?
Listen.
UK X Factor, do you not have to be a UK resident citizen to enter that?
You don't actually. Because my husband was born and raised in the UK, I have some sort of special
Yeah.
thing that allows
Yeah,
me
we
the
know.
benefits.
Yeah.
Yes, so we kind of just took a little break from SA, went, and I entered.
What life is this? You know, we just took a little break from SA. I'm
I
joking
know.
with you. So you entered and you made the
Yes,
top 20.
I did.
That is massive.
I know.
You do realize that
I do.
It's a bit on the big side.
I do.
Because we even wanted to play some of the stuff and the
Yes.
BBC were
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I
sorry,
know.
you want to, what of our...
Oh my gosh.
I know,
yeah.
it's fine. So, I mean, and your husband, because I remember looking at the footage and your husband and they were behind,
Yes,
they were backstage,
they were
with you.
backstage, yeah.
So how many, because obviously you make top 20,
Yes.
but 10,000
Yeah,
people
yeah.
enter.
Yes. So, oh my gosh, I can't even remember the numbers, but it was an incredible amount of people. And the process to get to that top 20 was so long. They were like, I think, a 5-6 month break in between the auditions where we see the producers and then get to the judges. So it's a long, tedious process, and then you get to the judge stage, and then you go to Liverpool, which is where I went for,
Yeah.
and then I got to the top 20 girls. So yeah.
And who won it that year? Do you remember?
Oh my gosh, I don't actually.
Wasn't Leona Lewis's year?
No, that wasn't Leona Lewis's year.
'Cause you look a little like her.
Leona was a judge when I was on. She was one of the guest judges in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So how does that help you in does that even apply in South Africa? Does that help you in South Africa? Or people
No.
like, that's great,
No.
honey?
Yeah. Okay, good, nice that she did that. But I did it for myself. I had gotten to a point where I felt like I was just stagnant and I needed to do something different and kind of challenge myself. I knew that I would never be able to do any of the competitions in SA.
Why?
I believe when you're a recording artist, you can't do any. So I'd already recorded my first album, so I was disqualified from anything else. So I decided to go and do it in the UK, and it was incredible.
And did you try pursue like a music career in the UK?
I didn't after that.
Why not? You guys just wanted to come home?
I did. I did. I was like, I'm not dealing with this cold weather. I can't do it. I need to go home. So yeah.
But I mean, what lessons do you learn from being on it's an international stage?
Yeah.
Whether you like to, you know, people go like, yeah, it's a reality show, it's
Yes,
the same as here.
yeah.
It's not. The numbers are bigger, the stakes
Right,
are higher.
right.
Isn't Simon Cowell on X Factor?
He is.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's Simon Cowell,
I know,
okay? He
I
is
know.
the father of
Yeah.
like music.
Yeah.
What does that teach you, and how do you apply it now to who you are?
I think for myself, it really just taught me that I am good enough. And I know as women, as human beings, we sometimes question our worth. And so I did that for myself because I was kind of in a place where, can I do this? Is it for me? And that really said to me, I didn't need to do that to know it, but we are good enough. We can compete with anyone else, anywhere else in the world. And so I came home, did the best that I could because I knew that I was on a level that everyone else was at.
That is awesome.
Thank you.
What's your creative process like? Because you say you were writing for the lady from the
Right,
Philippines.
yes.
So when it comes to you, and I've read up on this, people speak highly of you in
Right.
that, you know, you are very involved in the inception and in the entire production
Right,
line, right?
yeah.
So you're writing and you're there, you know,
Yes.
drop that, do that.
Yeah.
So what's your creative process like?
Wow. My creative process is very spontaneous.
Okay.
So I never actually listen to a track outside of studio. I know some artists actually have the music with them and then they start writing, but I prefer to be in that space and just let the music take me where it needs to take me. I'm usually in studio with my producer Alexis, and we kind of just play around and feel the music. And I write about anything and everything, everyday situations, experiences, personal, sometimes not personal, but I just try to be as true to myself as I can be.
So most authors would say that to write a book, you have to read a lot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So for you,
Yes.
to write your music and to perform your music, what is it that you have to do a lot of to be able to do it the way you do it?
Wow.
I know, I also thought it was a good question.
Yeah,
As
that's
I said
really
it, I was
good.
like, you go.
Wow, yeah, that actually has me thinking. What do I do a lot of? I listen to a lot of other artists and a lot of different genres and try and incorporate that and better my style of music, my thinking as well. I also love reading, so I'm always constantly reading and listening to people's stories, getting to know people. That helps me in my creative process and to better myself,
Oh, I like it. Listen, there's a reminder from me. Tomorrow we'll be announcing yet another winner of our weekly 5,000 Rands e-card giveaway, which means there's still time for you to enter. Upload your pics right now. Tag us at Real Talk on 3. We'll be back after this. And thank you for staying with us here on Real Talk with Anele on SABC3. Today we're spending some time with our industry songstresses, and up first I'm with singer and fashionista, mother, wife and businesswoman Leanne Dlamini. On the way, Amanda Black will be here. I went to go check. She's just putting her signature makeup on, but she'll be here and we'll have a chat to her. So you said that your album now, Warrior, is the best work you've done. And it's your third album, right?
Yeah.
So knowing what you know with Warrior, if you could go back to your first and second album, what would you inject in there that you feel was missing but is there in Warrior?
Wow, I think it would be definitely in my writing. I would change my writing style and be more authentic and write about Leanne's real, true experiences. But I guess you can't really change anything, and I can't go back as much as I would like to, because that's the place that I was in at the moment. And
that's what we liked as well, if
exactly,
we're listening to
exactly, exactly. But I am obsessed with this album. This is actually, Warrior is the first album that I actually listen to. I don't like listening to my own music. I'm not in the car like jamming to my own music, but this album I actually can.
Have you ever been in a place where your song comes on and then people look to see if you're going to sing along?
Yes.
What goes through your mind?
And I'm like, there is no way I'm going to sing along here right now.
I always do it on purpose. Like,
do you?
I know. I
cringe because I know that feeling.
I know. Because I always want to see if the artist is going to sing along. And then all I see, they like short circuit.
Yes,
and then they don't know. No. Do they tap?
I know. It's very awkward.
I'm so evil.
It's very awkward. And I kind of just like look at my phone and carry on. I'm like, oh, cool. That's nice that they play my music. Yeah, no.
Walks out of the pick and pay.
Exactly, exactly.
Who do you still want to work with?
Wow, who do I still want to work with? I think, for me, I really love working with producers, because everyone sees the artist, and sometimes if the artist is the one that actually creates the music, then that is who I want to work with. But I listen to a lot of music, and then I want to see who created the music, who wrote the song. So I love working with different producers and songwriters. There's a guy called Antonio Dixon who I have worked with, and he makes some really incredible music. He's based in LA, and so he's definitely one of my favorite, and definitely one of my favorite writers as well. There's a producer called Harvey Mason Jr., like one of the best songwriters.
What has he written?
Wow, like Jennifer Hudson. Yeah. So he's on that level. He's on that level. He's incredible. Yeah.
And you don't want to do like duets, you have like a dream duet with someone.
Wow, a dream duet. You know, Anele, I am like the biggest Beyonce fan ever. Like you. I know.
You're so nice for Sipho to be here. Now she has to go because now she thinks she's the biggest Beyonce fan, and now I'm confused. So Yasmin, and it was great. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can come, guys, come get her.
Am I leaving?
Okay, no, of course,
so
of course.
Definitely Beyonce, but I think I would be a little too intimidated.
I don't think she does well with
duets. That's why she doesn't do many, right?
And it's like it's not her strong point.
Right, yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it. I just don't feel like it's a strong point.
I get it.
Like she behaves like an only child. Do you see what I'm saying?
She has that only child syndrome.
She's got that only child syndrome where you're like, why can't you play with other children?
And all we want to do is play with her. No, I feel you.
I know. But outside of music, I just feel like you've got the purest soul and the kindness of heart.
Thank you.
And this whole, the hashtag end girl hate, and down with women hate. Please tell us more about that, because I really feel like it's quite a powerful position, for you to take.
So End Girl Hate really just is a movement that I started on social media, and it was simply to join women together. I really wanted to get the message of sisterhood across, and that we can work together, we can support one another, we can love one another, we don't have to pull each other down in order to get to the top. And that really is what my message for End Girl Hate is about. It's just been something that's really taken over. I've been so overwhelmed by the love because it's something that was needed, and women and girls are paying attention, and I'm just gonna keep driving that message.
How did it start? What spurred it on? What was the igniter for you?
Wow, for me, I think my daughters are one of my biggest influences. But then I also think being in the entertainment industry, I would sometimes go to events and there were women that I really looked up to and I just adore them. And then when you get into that space, you feel like you can't even approach them. And I hated feeling like I couldn't go up to whoever that was. And I wanted to make people aware that this vibe that we have amongst us is not cool and it needs to end. And people they're paying attention, and it's just incredible because now it's a whole new different vibe. Yeah.
And I suppose, and because when I hear things like that, I always want to know what your psyche is and where you come from with it. I suppose when you do live in Dubai, when you compete at X Factor UK, you're doing all these international experiences as a South African being, you see how big the pie really is.
Yes.
So in your mind, you're like, guys, we can't fight over this little piece of paper when there's an entire forest of trees waiting for us, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go there instead of quarreling about this here. Yeah.
So who do you want to, because I mean, you said you wrote for the Filipino lady.
Yes.
In the South African artists, who you dying to like pen a song for? You're like, you know what, girl, I'm going to put you on.
Oh my gosh, there's an artist whom I absolutely love. She is a friend of mine, so I'm biased, but I'm obsessed with her, Mauritian. She's Mauritian.
What is Mauritian? Why have I not heard of Mauritian?
Oh my gosh, Mauritian is one of the dopest vocalists in this country.
Who is she singing for?
She used to sing for Jamali. She was part of Jamali.
Because this is my Meisha.
Is that
Don't
their
mess
song?
with my...
I
Yes,
don't know that
Jamali.
song. I don't know that song.
I know Jamali from way back, girl.
Yes.
Did she do a song with Tear Gas? Mauritian. Was she the Beyonce of Jamali?
How can you do that to me?
She was. If it's her, then she's the one
watching.
But
and if I say
the cute,
yes
the
or
cute
no,
colored one, with the short,
there were
she used to
two.
shave her hair at the back.
They're two.
There's 3 Jamali girls.
Yeah, but there were 2
cute colored ones.
Ay, this woman. Anele, End Girl Hates, okay? Hashtag.
Okay, yes. All great vocalists.
So yes, all great vocalists. So Mauritian is definitely one of the top vocalists.
Yeah,
and
they were top vocalists. They're very good.
And there's a woman from Pretoria. Oh my gosh, how do I forget her name? Oh, she's amazing.
You tweet us her name, ne?
Yes, I can't believe I've forgotten her name. Go girl. What's that girl's name? Get Your Happy On. Do you know who I'm speaking about? No. Oh my gosh.
You're on your own. Now you wasted your last 10 seconds with me trying to figure out who this person is.
Oh.
Leanne, I think you're so wonderful.
Thank you.
And you're amazing. And thank you for the work that you do with hashtag End Girl Hate.
Thank you so much.
We'll be tweeting, we'll be retweeting.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Good luck with everything else that you do.
Thank you.
And I hope Beyonce answers your calls when I'm sitting with her. Coming up after the break, this 23-year-old starlet has taken her idol success, albeit not making it to the finals, to achieve massive levels of stardom. She's not in this to play. I'm sure you know who she is. For those who don't, we'll be back in a moment. And welcome back to Real Talk. My next guest also went the talent competition route like Leanne Dlamini. After a good run on South African Idols back in 2015, she made it to the top 7. She burst onto the scene with her debut album Amazulu, which went platinum in just 3 weeks of its release. Please welcome the highly celebrated, multi-award winning Amanda Benedicto Anthony. And now you're like, Banalo. You know her as Amanda Black.
Full name.
Yeah, dude. I had to get your ID name, your passport one, and then just to the stage one. Listen, I was in Umtata about 4 weeks ago, and I was in this club, I don't know, so what, ne? And it's the first time I heard the house version of your song.
The remix.
We had a moment, like we were crying, singing
my
along.
God.
I don't know what happened to us, but like we were like, yo, girl. Okay, first, did you allow them to do the remix? Did they
yes,
ask you?
They did.
And then did you listen to it before it got released and go, okay,
No, we listened to it and we're like, yes.
this is the one?
Yeah.
And it kind of gives the song like a new life, right? Because, and not that the song actually needs a new life. It's one of those songs, you can never get tired of it. Was that the first song you wrote in your album, Amazulu?
It was.
Oh.
It definitely was. It was the first song. And even it
Was
was
it always inside you just wanting to come out?
definitely, Langoma, it was like, it was, this word.
I will translate.
It was a release.
Okay.
I got the word.
It was a release.
Because when I wrote the song, it was an emotion. That's one of the songs that took the most out of me.
I can imagine.
And like, man, and then Leela that night.
But this is what I'm saying, that we were crying listening to it. We didn't know, okay,
emotional.
we're champagne. But like, we just didn't understand why we were like so emotional. We were fighting for survival.
That's my favorite part.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Always. I get emotional even when I'm performing it. That part.
Okay. We're going to come back to today. Let's go back to 2015. I remember when you were in Idols, and I kept on moaning that you were picking the wrong songs.
Yeah. I saw your tweet.
Yes! I would be like, why are they? Because in the top 10, there's no doubt in my mind that you had the strongest voice. And it was then displayed when you guys did the group performance in the top 3, or almost the finale, where you hit that opera note.
Oh, when we came back.
Yes. Yes. When you hit the opera note. And then it was almost like I was like, I told you guys she's got the best voice. So are you glad that you didn't win?
Very. I knew when I left, although it was very disappointing, like I was heartbroken, but I knew when I left that was not the end for me. Like I knew, I was like, ish, but I wanted to win. But I wanted to win.
There's a gun.
But there's everything.
Yeah.
But music is mine. Music is me. So I've always known that
beautiful.
whichever way and career I would get there. I just didn't know it was going to be so soon after.
And it was.
It was the
very
next year.
soon afterwards.
It was the next year.
Because it was like, she's out, Karabo wins, right? Yeah. Then, okay, Karabo's got a song. Then it's Amanda. Like, then it's like, it's the Amanda year. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the Serena Slam, it's the Amanda year. How quickly did you recover from not winning?
It took a while. I mean, and then obviously I didn't win. But luckily for me, I was still watching. I was still watching, cheering on everybody who was left. Yeah. I mean, Karaba's my friend, so I was busy going there.
Yes.
Vote, telling everybody, I'm out, but everybody who was voting for me, please vote, So that was what was going on. But it took a while. For me, I felt like I gave everything. I felt like performing. Although obviously, like you said, some of the song choices weren't exactly the right ones, but whatever I did fully. Yeah. So for me, I was like, hey, there's nothing more I could have done. Yeah. So Upumagwama was like, okay, it's cool. And then immediately, a few weeks later, it's when I made plans to move to Joburg.
Okay, so you'd gone back and you were in PE. Yeah. You were in PE. So and then you'd gone back to PE, and now you're strategizing. Yeah. And you're like, I'm going to move to Joburg. Yeah. Who do you call when you say you're going to move to Joburg?
Oh, who do I call? My family.
Yes. Who live in Joburg?
Yeah. No, I don't. I have my cousin that lives in Joburg.
Okay.
Or in Pretoria, which is where I moved when I first got this side. Yeah. I called my mom, my gazi. I was like, guys, I'm
out of here.
Like, I'm leaving.
It's not a joke. This is not a drill.
I've always wanted to, but my mom was always like, not yet. Okay. Not yet. I can't go funda, Yeah. So I've always wanted to move to Joburg because I was like, I can't wait. So immediately I made plans, got the date, booked the bus to
you are a real Eastern Cape and a bus. Girl.
So many hours to contemplate.
You just like, you sit in Montrose there when they're filling up and you're like, ooh.
It's a long ride.
It's a long ride.
It's a long ride.
Eating a full chicken there in the bus. I know those trips.
Stairs.
So then, who approached who? Because I mean, you find yourself a nice stable to work with, and I don't know the people personally, but I like the way they manage you because they let you be, and they let Amanda shine. So who approached who?
I was approached.
Oh, good.
I was approached.
How did they know about you? Was it from Idols?
I think it was from Idols,
Okay.
yes. And I used to post a lot of videos, you know, dring, dring, just getting sound.
Yeah.
I used to post videos on YouTube and Facebook just to get people knowing, bah, you know, I sing. Yeah, they approached me. The CEO approached me, sent me an email. I got it. I replied, got the meeting. And it was, my plan was never to sign because I was always scared of signing. I was always very terrified, man. That's funny. I'm in the Eastern Cape.
They're going to take your money. They're going to exploit you.
You see?
Yeah.
So I was always very skeptical about the signing thing. And then, I remember telling my mom, Dlamini, after the meeting, I was like, Mommy, I know, but I'm scared.
Yeah.
But it feels
right.
It feels right. It feels like this, you know, let me take the leap. And I'm not black, I'm Amazulu.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I don't regret it.
And do they get you a writing team? What kind of support are you given as soon as you sign?
So, I mean, Amazulu was written on the night when I met the entire team.
Oh, wow.
So it was me, Raf, Strava,
Who's Lunatic? Oh, there we go.
Lunatic. So that's when I met everybody, and I was nervous because Erasmus, new people. Now I gotta impress them.
Exactly. You feel like you've got a bit of an imposter syndrome that you don't actually belong here.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay. And then I heard the beat. It was Luna's beat.
Yeah.
And then Yadlala. And then, so how do you normally write, Amanda? So we want to feel each other out. You know how well we're gonna work, and we want to know how you work. So I say, I freestyle. Now I put pressure on myself.
Yes.
First of all, because one, it's a hip hop label.
Yeah. They're like, oh,
So
I'm
like, oh, did I just say that? So I'm like, okay. Because I don't really, especially before then, when I would write, I would just sing on my guitar and then I'd record it on my phone and then I'd just transfer everything and then make it into a song and structure it. So I was like, oh, I freestyle. Okay. And then they play the beat. I fell in love with the Amazulu beat.
Just that first chord, that do.
It was altered a lot, but the original beat that I heard was, I was touched. And I was like, okay, I'm scared. I get to the mic, please switch the light off. And then I'm there and I just start singing.
So when my sisters and I, because we can play the song on repeat, right, the entire day. And the one thing we keep asking ourselves, and I'm so glad because now I can finally ask you, when do you decide if you're going to go into Xhosa or into English? Because Amazulu must be the most seamless of bilingual songs that I've ever heard. It's almost like I'm like, Aibo, okay, now we're in English. Then Aibo, it's Xhosa Sibuyile, you know. How do you decide?
I don't know, because it's funny, because I don't translate, because I find it very hard, because our translator isn't from English. Sometimes it doesn't sound.
Lose the meaning
but they
in
lose the
Xhosa,
meaning in Xhosa or the other way around.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't know.
It just happens.
It just happens. And it's funny enough, Amazulu was the first song that I wrote in my language.
Oh, is that a fact?
That's a fact.
Everything else was English?
Before, I used to sing in English, but like I said, I used to freestyle. But before, man, I used to, you know. So Amazulu was actually the first song. I'm telling you. As I always say, this song, Jay, it was such a spiritual event for me that I can't even explain it very well. I can tell you what I was going through when I wrote the song. I can't tell you why it came out the way it did.
Yeah. So I suppose because it gained, like, you know, the success and the traction. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
When Bonang played it.
The first time
Yes,
played, actually.
yeah. She played it on Metro, because then I remember somebody called me and like, hey man, Bonang played a song, can you please call her? Because I mean, we're famous people, we all know each other most. Can you please call her? And I'm like, right away, boss. I don't get what's going on here. And so have you ever like just hugged her and be like, girl?
I actually have not met her.
Really?
Yep, I have not.
Okay.
I have not had a conversation. I haven't. So,
but when you do, you're going to be like
you. I remember when I first heard it as well. It was the day it dropped, and I was in bed in Dlamini, and they alerted me that your song is gonna play. you know, on Metro FM this time. Yeah, I'm waiting. Mommy, tell everyone. Makazi, no tata, mama. I'm everywhere now because I'm excited.
Yeah.
And it starts playing, ding, ding. And then she says, I don't know if she introduced it or after.
Yeah.
I went crazy. I was like, I've never heard my song on radio. First time I jumped on the bed and I was like, my and I'm like, yo, did you hear it? I'm calling everybody, my family. It wasn't, oh man, that moment, Jay, it was.
Are you not scared that it's such a big song that it's gonna haunt you forever? Or are you like Whitney
you know,
Houston?
the pressure that I'm getting now is that, hey, Amanda, like, be one hit wonder. And I'm like, oh, guys, like, you know, second album, you know, almost the second album jinx, the sophomore jinx, or whatever it's called. Yeah, a lot of people are like, yeah, we are waiting. When's the next album coming out? I'm like, ish, guys.
Don't rush it.
Don't rush it. I don't want to rush it, you know.
I think take your time.
Amazulu, the album itself, was such a journey, you know, the album itself. When you listen to it, you can, I think, from what I've heard from people as well, is that you can actually imagine, you know, you can see the journey in the album. So, yes, there's a little bit of pressure, but...
Because, I mean, Amazulu was 23 years of you, or 22 years of you, right? So, I'm not saying wait 22 years or nothing. I'm just saying, don't be pressurized. Your record label is about to shoot me now. Just don't be pressurized into going in and delivering. And also, you must be okay with the fact that I'll never write another Amazulu, but I'm going to write something else.
Definitely. Okay. I'm gonna experience more.
Yes.
And write more about my experience.
Yes. Live, experience it, and then write about it.
Yes.
We are going to be right back with the Man in Black. Stop it, Amanda. Did you live in Umtata?
I did for a year.
You were born in Umtata?
I was born
me
there.
too.
I was born there.
This is why we can both sing like we do. Everyone in here is laughing. They're like, yeah, sure, Anele. You found out on Twitter that you'd been nominated for a few Metro Awards.
Yeah.
Why were you not
I was at home.
At home, just like chilling?
No, I was at home because I only found out that week. It was a mess. But I was going home because I was like, I didn't go home the entire...
Oh, okay, because you were gigging and you were working.
So I went to see my family and then I was there. I was like, oh, nomination. On Twitter, still Payana, Smameli Radio.
What does that mean for you when you're told that you and Nasty C, you know, are just taking over the nominations?
I was overwhelmed. I think I only believed it when I got back, when the craziness started. And then, you know, Amanda Black, 5 nominations. Where did she come from? Who's this Amanda? Amanda didn't even know about me.
Yeah.
So a lot of people also, Abanye, that didn't know Amazulu, you got put onto Amazulu.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
Like, oh, is this some people didn't know me. They knew the song.
Yes.
So they're like, oh, Amazulu, Amanda Black,
okay.
So, yeah.
Obviously, it comes, and like you say, some people didn't know what you look like, but they knew the song. Some people knew who you were, but they didn't know that that's your song.
Yeah.
So now that everything meets, obviously you gain a certain level of fame.
Yep.
Is that not scary for you?
Scary. Okay, there's different segments or particles of fame.
Run us through it.
Some I haven't discovered yet, but the ones that I think the ones that I'll mention, or the one that I'll mention, is the people now. It's the fans, it's the supporting people, you know, the ones I meet on the street. You know, they'll come and tell me what the song means to them. They'll be like, Amanda Black, did you? And then I'll make a joke like it's not me. I'm like, no, you're lying. And then, you know, some encounters are so emotional for me because people are emotional. So they come to me, one Basela, you know, she lost her husband. Like, it's those type of things. That part of fame for me
that's difficult.
Is the most positive one for me, you know, because I mean, even if I'm having a bad day and I get approached by, you know, a fan, and that automatically just makes my day.
Yeah.
According to whatever they say to me or just the love that I receive. So, and there's other parts of fame.
Like?
Other parts. I mean, what? Not being able... What other parts of fame?
I won't
the
let you
spotlight.
think. If you write
the
something...
spotlight.
Yeah.
the spotlight.
That-
That now it's the magnifying glass. People are looking at you, and other people are not obviously happy for you.
Yes.
So now they're waiting.
Yes.
They're like,
Everybody's
we
waiting.
see you, Amanda.
Like,
Kubeka
waiting for
wena
your
once.
scandal.
Just do one thing wrong. We are here to report you. So that side of it is obviously the kind of negative side. But I tend to look more on the positive side. Even when a lot of drama is happening around me, I'm like, but people are being inspired. People are hearing the songs and people are being moved by them. That kind of just, just, you know.
I think also what you've done right is you didn't put yourself as the perfect girl, like who doesn't do anything wrong, who doesn't think wrong, who doesn't do, and that will work in your favor. That when you do something wrong, you'll be like, okay, human being. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm a human being. So I think you must keep that certain level. Summers.
I was definitely there for that announcement.
Yes.
And you were there too.
I was there. I saw you, and because then I had to run afterwards. But I was like, well done, girl. They're next week.
They are next week.
They are next week, Saturday.
The nerves are doing this.
Yeah.
As the day
Are
goes.
you, are you allowed to tell us? Are you performing?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm lying. What am I saying? Am I allowed to tell?
I don't think you are, because
I'm not performing.
you know you're not performing. She is.
I'm gonna be there though.
She's gonna be there because
Gonna
she's
be there,
nominated. So
hoping to
Mizi and Tumi
win.
Moraka are hosting. So there we go. But
Yes.
you're not performing.
No, but I will. Hopefully I'll be on the stage to
Winning.
accept.
What are you nominated for?
Best R&B, best female album, best album of the year, and newcomer of the year, and record, of, the year for that song.
5
Amazulu.
nominations for your debut album.
Yo, like it's gonna be hard to top this off.
I know.
That's what.
Who do you think is most proud of you?
Most? My family.
Yeah.
You like, I sound like a broken record every time I say it. It's like, it's normal, man. Your family should support you. But it's not like that in other families. Not everyone gets the support.
Yeah.
You know, my family, like, my mom is in PE.
Yeah.
My aunt is, my 2 aunts are in East London. My other aunt is in Tata.
Yes.
And my grandparents, mama no dada, baseqwa. If I have something, I swear, if they could come, all of them,
All the time
to
and be
all
here.
of my shows, they would. They would, and even now they're watching right now. They are watching right now.
Please.
So my family is my biggest supporters, my biggest fans. Everything I do in my life, you know, they are my family. You know, sometimes kunzima, you know.
But
and
do you
they
not
are my
shock them
motivation.
sometimes? Like something like your grandparents. Like, I think your aunts will be a little bit aware of who you are because we're more open to our aunts anyway about emotion and boys and life and love life. Do you know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like your grandparents, where you write something like Usinazo, right? You know, do they not get shocked that all of this wisdom and all of this emotion and talent is coming out of somebody that literally makes them tea?
Dada was also like, I remember when I went home and my birthday was coming up. I'm like, I'm like, Dina 20. Dad, what? Dada still thinks I'm 15.
Exactly.
So for them, even, but they don't ask me a lot. Even like songs like Buela Goom, you know, they don't ask. They just sing along. And I think it just goes above everything. The way Bantanangai and the support they have.
Yeah.
You know, and plus the Snazo, they know who Snazo is. So for them, it's like you know, I've heard my aunt tell me about Tata was so proud of me. My grandparents, mama and Tata, they always like, Akasem Tala man.
Yeah.
You know, like, cause, you know, because literally growing up.
Because you're 7 years old, and then the next thing you're 23 on TV, dominating, you know, South Africa and Africa as a whole when it comes to your music. Just for people who don't know about Snazo, because I think people are like, you're leaving us out. I'm here. Snazo was your friend that passed away when you guys were 13 years old. And it hit you hard, obviously. And then you wrote a song.
And then I wrote a song.
How long have you had the song? Did you write it now? I wrote
it now.
Oh, wow.
I'm one of those people, I find it very hard to write about something when it's happening right now.
Okay.
And I've noticed this about myself because I've watched myself, especially from when I started songwriting, you know, when I started writing. I notice how I write and what happens when I write. So sometimes it's very difficult to write about something that's happening right now.
Yeah.
But whatever emotion that happens, if I'm feeling sad, I'll probably try and whatever will come, I'll pick up something that happened in the past with a little bit of what's happening right now. But I think it's also knowing, okay, this is happening, it's real. It takes a little bit of a while for me.
Yeah.
So Snazo, I remembered, and I miss her every now and then. I think about her and I'm like, yeah, Snazo kanjani, you know.
She would have been your roadie right now.
Those are things that I wonder. Like so many years ago, and every time I think about her, it hits me, and I'm like, you know. So when I wrote that song, it was literally the second last song to go on the album.
On the album.
Yeah. And I remembered her, and I was like,
I have to do this.
I have to do this.
It has to come out.
It has to come out. It has to be. And it's so significant that it's on my first album.
Yeah.
Also, the thank you song is for my family. So, you know, it fits.
It does.
It fits.
So it's so funny. The question I'm about to ask you, when I ask other artists, they answer it with your song.
Oh.
so this is like a full circle for me. Is there a song out there that has come out in the last year, 18 months, where every time it plays, you feel like, oh, I should have written that song. That is an Amanda Black song.
Wait, let me think about it.
Come with it.
Right now I'm picturing my playlist.
Oh, you see. Yeah, go to the song that you sing along to the most in your playlist.
There's this song by Encore. It's called I Got You. And I remember the first time I heard it, I was at Metro for an interview. And I heard the song. Hey, I record, I look for my phone. And those type of songs kind of stick to me because I'm like, hi, man. And
I Got You by Encore.
yeah.
You should
And I thought it was a woman singing. Sorry, guys.
You should
That's
do a
what I thought.
duet with them, by the way, because they've got that Tswana song that also drives me bananas. Okay, listen, good luck for the summers. I have to say goodbye to you. I want you to win every single one.
Thank you.
Every single one. Real talk is on your side, all right? Go Amanda Black. Thank you so much for giving us your time. And thank you so much to your entire family in PE, to East London. Thank you so much for watching her and supporting her. Thank you for giving her to us. She's amazing. We are going to say goodbye. Thank you to Amanda Black. Also, thank you to Leanne Dlamini, who came through earlier. Tomorrow, same time, same place. It is my birthday tomorrow. Just going to put it out there. Do what you will. My name is Anele. It's been real.